Seeking explanations about how markets work brings us back to Adam Smith. Smith is known for two books, The Theory of Moral Sentiments, published in 1759, and The Wealth of Nations, published in 1776. The influential concept running through both these books is that of an invisible hand ordering market processes to the benefit of societies. This is the idea Smith is most known for. He actually used the term invisible hand in only two instances, once in each book. We're going to look at these two passages so you can see that Smith's allusions are to the way in which people making plans and acting only for their own private purposes can end up promoting the general interest. In The Theory of Moral Sentiments, Smith makes reference to the invisible hand in a discussion of rich landlords and the poor laborers and artisans who work for them. In contemporary terms, he's writing about the income distribution, that is, the shares of income received by the rich and the poor. Smith refers to the heap of produce from the work of peasants and artisans on the landlord's properties. He says that from this heap, the landlords only select what is most precious and agreeable. They consume little more than the poor, and in spite of their natural selfishness and rapacity, though the sole end which they propose be the gratification of their own vain and insatiable desires, they divide with the poor the produce of all their improvements. They are led by an invisible hand to make nearly the same distribution of the necessaries of life which would have been made had the earth been divided into equal portions among its inhabitants. So, even when the rich landlords are primarily looking out for themselves, their land provides a living for many others. Smith uses the term invisible hand in The Wealth of Nations in the context of international trade and investment. He observes that a growing number of English industries, including cattle, salted meats, wheat, wool, and more, for whom the domestic market is protected by import duties or outright import bans. In arguing against monopolies for English producers, Smith shows that domestic markets have natural protection because of the lower cost of doing business at home compared with abroad. Therefore, if there's international trade, there must be good reason for it. Import restrictions are counterproductive. Here's the passage in which he refers to the invisible hand, with my annotations. As every individual endeavors, as much as he can, both to employ his capital in the support of domestic industry because of the cost advantage, and so to direct that industry that its produce may be of the greatest value, every individual necessarily labors to render the annual value, income, of the society as great as he can. He generally indeed neither intends to promote the public interest nor knows how much he is promoting it. He intends only his own gain, and he is in this, as in many other cases, led by an invisible hand to promote an end which was no part of his intention. This end, the person of business supports, without the intention to do so, is the material prosperity of his fellow countrymen. The central question of economics today, as it was for Adam Smith, is how this invisible hand process comes about. How can a large set of diverse businesses and families that appear to be autonomous, with each making its own plans to produce, trade, and consume according to its own needs, actually be contributing to a larger social good as if there was a benevolent planner coordinating their activities?